Okay, hello everybody. I hope everything is good and everything is fine. I'm increasing the font size for better visibility and reducing the line spacing for better flexibility. No, it's not for flexibility. It's basically to help you have multiple questions and have the entire question on one single screen without much gibberish talk. Let's start off. Which of the following songs did A.R. Rahman record with Michael Jackson? So Michael Jackson is MJ and A.R. Rahman, our very own singer or music composer. Okay, they worked together and produced the song Ekam Satyam in the year 1999. Okay, so remember this Ekam Satyam in 1999. This was performed live for the first time at the Michael Jackson and Friends concert in Munich 1999. All right, moving on. Which of the following dances is correctly paired? Punjab Bhangra dance correct. I think the first one is correct itself. Gujarat Bihu no. Assam is Bihu. Kerala Ghumar dance no. Ghumar dance is majorly from I think Rajasthan and Haryana Garia or Goria no. So the answer is Punjab Bhangra. Okay, we'll check. Goria is the northeastern state of Garia and Goria is northeastern. Okay, Goria is from Tripura. Then about Ghumar. Ghumar is Rajasthan. Ghumar is Rajasthan. Bihu is Assam. And Bhangra is from Punjab. Okay, I'm not writing it because most of the people know it. Moving on. Which of the following statements are false about special economic zones of India? Number one, the main objective of the zone was the promotion of export of goods and services. It seems correct. The government of India announced the special economic zones policy in the year 2011. This is pretty late. Okay, the economy was open in the year 1991, and you're talking about creating special zones and promotion of exports and goods and services. The LPG reforms had happened in 1991, so the year 2011 is too damn late. Okay, 20 years. So the second one is definitely wrong. Checking the other options, the SEZ rules provide for different minimum land requirements for different classes of SEZ. That sounds pretty true, and that is actually really true. So only second option is correct, and I've mentioned it here. Moving on, the former Union Minister Dash from Manipur was awarded the Padma Shri in 2023 by the Union government in the last 4 decades. The answer is Thaunajam Chau. Thaunajam Chauba. A very fact-based question, so you have to remember it. A little bit about him. Thaunajam Chauba Singh is recognized for his significant contributions in public affairs over the last 4 decades. He has served as a Union Minister of State for Culture and Youth Affairs during the late 1900s, 1990s. Okay, 1900s would have been severely long. 1990s. Okay, the birthday of Dash is celebrated as the International Day of Non-Violence. Gandhiji was the main freedom fighter, and he was the one who got us freedom. The main instrumental guy who got us freedom. I'm sorry to call him a guy. He's Mahatma. Okay, so International Day of Non-Violence is celebrated as on the 2nd of October, which is the birthday of Mahatma Gandhi. Which of the following persons was Chief of Central Information Commission 23? Extremely factual, Hiralal Samaria. Okay, you may read about it over here. Who was the first to use the term horsepower that refers to the by an engine? The answer is James Watt. The answer is James Watt. The unit. Okay, he used the term in the 18th century to quantify the power of out steam engines. Okay, you may read everything about it over here. And one very important conversion which you all must know. A very important conversion which you all must know, that one horsepower is equal to 735 watts is equal to 735 watts. Moving on. Under the discretionary power of which article of Indian Constitution, did the Supreme Court of India recognize sex workers as professionals? So under Article 142, which is the discretionary power of Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has discretionary powers, and the discretionary powers was used to provide complete justice. Was used to provide complete justice in the matter of recognizing sex work as a profession. Sex work as a profession. The Article 140 deals with the power of the president to consult. 151 states that the law declared by the Supreme Court shall be binding on all courts. 142 says that the Supreme Court has discretionary powers and to go beyond existing laws to ensure fair and equitable justice. And Article 143 talks about empowers the president to seek the advisory opinion of the Supreme Court. National income at constant price means income estimated at base year prices. Okay, income estimated at base year prices. Moving on. How can we add text to a slide in MS PowerPoint, in Microsoft PowerPoint? So a text box is used. A text box is used. You may read. The Thomas Cup is associated with which of the following sports? Thomas Cup is associated with male badminton. Okay. We have Thomas Cup for badminton. Okay. Male is this, and what about female? Female is Uber Cup. Okay. What about tennis male and tennis female? Tennis male and tennis female. Okay. For tennis males, Davis Cup, and tennis females is Fed Cup. So cool enough. Moving on. Which of the following is not a moon of Jupiter? So Europa, Callisto, and Ganymede are the moons of Jupiter, and Triton is not. Triton is a moon of Neptune. Okay, you may read about it. Read about this everywhere on the left hand side. And Ganymede is the largest moon in the solar system, and it also orbits Jupiter. Okay, it has its own magnetic field. It's that big. Kailasha temple at Ellora near Aurangabad in Maharashtra was built by a king from the dynasty of Rashtrakutas. Okay, Rashtrakuta dynasties. You may read about it over here. The Ellora Caves is the UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it has 34 caves, which has multi-religion rock-cut temples and monasteries. Okay, you may read about everything over here on the left-hand side. Who composed the music of the patriotic song Maai Tujhe Salam? The answer is A.R. Rahman. We've already talked about him over here recently. Okay, where did you talk about him? We talked about him in the beginning when we talked about Michael Jackson and A.R. Rahman. Okay, on the basis of the highest population growth rate, census 2011, select the option that arranges the following states in descending order. Okay, we have three states, and and here we are talking about population growth rate. Okay, we're talking about population growth rate. So, population growth rate is maximum in Meghalaya, then in Arunachal, and then in Bihar. So the answer would be C, B, and A. Okay, C, B, and A. Moving on. In a sim port, and four options are given. So sim port. Okay, sim port. Sim port. Let me expand it. Symmetric portal. Okay, So symmetric portal. I believe by expanding this, you will be able to get what I'm talking about. Both the molecules cause the membrane in the same direction. True. Opposite direction, wrong. And independent of other molecules, dependent of other molecules. So the first answer is correct. You have the chance of guessing as well. Okay, so symport, symmetric ports. You may read about it over here on the left hand side. Okay, which of the following is the most dominant species of the tropical forest? The tropical deciduous forest are also called monsoon forest. Okay, so teak is the primary wood or the primary tree available. Okay, the most dominant species. Moving on, where and when was the India's first senior national archery championship held? Okay, archery championship. First of all, in 1988, archery was introduced in the Olympics, and in 1973, Delhi, the first time senior archery level game was played. Okay, so 1973, Delhi is the answer. Moving on, Dash is known as is one of the well-known schemes sponsored by the Union Government of India. It was launched in November 2015 with the aim of rescuing the country's ailing electricity distribution companies. Okay, Ujjwal Discom Assurance Yojana. Ujjwal Discom Assurance Yojana. The key initiatives are mentioned over here. There was financial restructuring, operational improvements focused on renewable energy, and everything is written over here on the left hand side. Which of the following committees had recommended the inclusion of a chapter on the fundamental duties in the Constitution of India and stressed that the citizens should become conscious that in addition to the enjoyment of rights, they also have certain duties to perform? So, the Swaran Singh Committee in 1976 gave the fundamental duties. Okay, and in the 42nd Amendment Act in 1976 itself, these duties were recommended and incorporated. Okay, moving on. The Braj festival in Dash is held every year for 2 days in the Shukla Paksha of the Falgun month, a few days before Holi. The answer is Rajasthan. Okay. Braj festival, Rajasthan. Moving on. Where did the indigenous sport Gatka originate from? The answer is Punjab. Okay. Gatka is a martial art form which is from Punjab. Which of the following tribes does not live in India? It's a very, very factual and a very difficult in your exam. If you can remember Masai, Maisa, it's Masai. Okay, if you can remember Masai, good enough. If you can't, please leave the question. Okay, so this is the particular answer. Which part of the Constitution of India deals with citizenship? Part 2 deals with the citizenship. Okay, what do the other parts deal with? It talks about the first part talks about union and states. The second part talks about citizenship. Okay, the first, the second, the third, and the fourth. The second talks about citizenship. The third talks about who? The third talks about, just a second. How could I forget it? Okay. The third talks about, just a moment. There's some issue. Okay. The third talks about, okay, it was my bad that I literally forgot about it. Okay. And the fourth talks about the fundamental duties. The answer is no, DPSPs. And 4A talks about fundamental duties. Okay. Moving on. Which of the following is not an alignment option for a text in a cell? Okay, text in a cell. When we talk about text in a cell, we are considering there to be a single word in a cell. Okay, let's say Paras is a word which is available in a cell. It can be on the left hand side, it can be on the right hand side. Okay, it can be in the center as well, but it can't be justified. Okay, because usually justification is usually done in word. Okay, in word, and justification usually happens for paragraphs. Usually happens for paragraphs. Moving on, we are done. Okay, thank you so much.